to come to this mic in a few minutes. So I'll turn to the training facility group. You all have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. First of all, to clarify, I signed up as an individual, not as a group, so I'm not sure why I'm being lumped up with other people. My name is Javier. I am a taxpayer, I'm a property owner, and I'm a criminal defense attorney in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm here to talk about what's been called the Public Safety Training Center, also called the Advanced Manufacturing Campus, also called the Community Lifeline, also called Cop City. The number of names reflects the issue that I will talk very briefly about, since now we only have 10 minutes. The lack of transparency. CPCC is trying to build with $116 million of taxpayer dollars a Cop City, a militarized police training academy on Levine campus. They want to clear over 30 acres of trees, including heritage trees and natural habitats of many animals, to build a firing range, to build a burn tower, to build a driving course, and many other militarized police training facilities next to Levine campus. Levine campus has a community college as well as a minors high school there. I want to talk about money though, because that's what this county is giving CPCC. CPCC is saying that they have $116 million of our money, of this county's money. I found in the 2025 budget, 75 million of those dollars. I cannot find the other $41 million. I asked my commissioner, Commissioner Meyer, for help, and she pointed me to fiscal year 2024. So I looked, and I couldn't find the $41 million there. Instead, I found a reference to $60 million that were apparently approved in fiscal year 2022. Then I looked to fiscal year 2022, but I couldn't find it there. So then I looked to fiscal year 2023, and I found that $60 million are referenced with no more information, and it says that this project will begin being constructed in 2023. This, of course, didn't happen. It's 2025 now. What has started now is clearing of over these 30 acres with still no information about what this project is about. I have asked Commissioner Meyer for information. Dr. Candy Deidemeyer of CPCC says there's reports, there's assessments, there's plans, there's designs, but where are they? We can't find them on the internet. We get kicked out of meetings when we go to CPCC meetings. They tell us that it's closed sessions. Then CPCC bans people from campus. And now this county itself is giving us 10 minutes to talk as a group. It seems that this project will continue in this veil of lack of transparency. There's no answers that the public is asking to CPCC. Instead, all we get is, well, the money was approved, but where is even the money coming from? I can only find $75 million of those $116 million that our county dollars are supposed to pay. I am an attorney, and so I will end with a request for a remedy, a prayer for relief. And my request to you all is that you perform an audit to CPCC. All these things that I just mentioned, the assessment, the design, the plan, the budget, the programs, everything, where is it? Why hasn't this county asked more questions when it's trying to give $116 million, or maybe it's 135, or maybe it's 75? I don't even know anymore. Not only am I asking for an audit, I am asking for a way for you all to hold that money and prevent construction from continuing until you get answers. I was told by Commissioner Meyer that now that the money is given, well, the money is there, it was allocated, so it has to continue. But I have seen these commissioners ask so many questions to homeless shelters, to CMS, and to other county programs, drilling them for budget lines, drilling them for accounting. And so I asked you, that is my request, that you do the same drilling that you do for homeless shelters, for programs that are for social services, to a police training facility. I will not bore you with the issues of policing, because I'm sure other people will talk about that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sophie Summer, and I am a student at UNCC. On April 30th, 2019, Tristan Terrell opened fire on campus and killed 2 students. I was not a student there at the time, and thus have no connection to him besides our shared alma mater, except for one thing. He was living in the prison right next to my high school. For those who don't know, next to my high school back in Raleigh is Central Prison. The reason I bring this up is because I have the unique experience of pushing through fear while trying to go to classes next to a facility filled with weapons I could only pray the wrong person didn't get their hands on, an experience that Central Piedmont Community College wants to force its students through. They are using this taxpayer money to build a heavily militarized first responder training facility on their campus. They have shared plans of a firing range and burn tower near students. I remember staring up at guard towers while in the carpool line every morning waiting to be dropped off at school and feeling my heart against my ribcage. Going to school next to a prison was a stressful experience that I can say without a doubt negatively impacted my ability to learn. Knowing all those guns were right next to my classrooms while I was trying to learn pre-calc or world history was a nightmare. My friends and I would whisper to each other our fears of one day something going wrong and how we could end up as collateral damage. Building this facility puts the students who just want to safely learn at CPCC's Levine campus in the same situation. While I can understand concerns about wanting to make sure our first responders are the best prepared they can be, tearing down 38 acres of beautiful woodland with taxpayer dollars that could be going towards libraries or investment into local businesses is not the way to go about it. Putting guns closer to college campuses is not in our best interest, especially approaching the 6-year anniversary of the deaths of Ellis Parlier and Riley Howell. I know the prospect of this being a real threat sounds rare, but may I remind you, Terrell was a CPCC student himself before he transferred to UNCC. I am begging you, please don't make things easier for the next school shooter.
I'm reaching out as a concerned resident of Mecklenburg County to urge you to stop funding the police training facility at CPCC's Levine campus. The county has committed a staggering $116 million to this project, despite no clear evidence that it will provide a direct and meaningful benefit to the community. Meanwhile, the county's own resident budget priority survey shows that residents overwhelmingly support funding for access to affordable housing, behavioral health resources, healthy food programs, services for senior adults, and workforce development services. Yet these critical needs received a combined total of only $36.2 million, less than 1/3 allocated to the training facility. Meanwhile, safety and security was ranked among the lowest priorities in the survey. With this funding, the county's message is that you would rather kill and imprison us than give us resources to prevent incarceration. The federal government is currently shutting down grants for community health and justice, while the county is putting taxpayer money towards increased surveillance and militarization of police. Just this past month, a $500,000 EPA grant to North Mecklenburg neighborhoods to install air sensors for education, advocacy, and health services was terminated. $500,000 is a measly amount compared to $116 million, and I ask that you redirect those funds that the federal government has taken away from your constituents that are dying prematurely from polluted land, air, and water. Furthermore, we ask that you force CPCC to conduct an environmental impact assessment on the forest that they are clear-cutting, not a site assessment, which was already conducted and found no toxic materials in the forest, because obviously it's a forest. We demand a comprehensive environmental impact assessment because I know that there are vernal pools on that site. Vernal pools are critical wetlands that serve as natural flood control, improve water quality, and provide habitat for wildlife, including fish, frogs, and salamanders. We need those forests intact for cleaner air, land, and water. We need that funding for remediating polluted land and for providing resources to communities, not to continue this practice of putting more police on the streets to serve corporate interests in the ruling class. Defund CPCC and require an environmental impact assessment. Thank you.
Hi, Board of Commissioners. My name is Perry Salmon, and so this is the 14 characteristics of fascism by Dr. Lawrence Brett, and he studied a lot of fascist regimes, and one of them was obsession with crime and punishment. Under fascist regimes, the police are given almost limitless power to enforce laws. People are often willing to overlook police abuses and forgo civil liberties for patriotism. A national police force with virtually unlimited power in fascist nations. I am against the training center for the police. I'm afraid. I don't want to be afraid of the police. I want to know that they are there for our protection, for our safety, not for the government and corporations' safety. And I want to know that our county cares about their people and for social problems, and not for militarization and not for corporations. And is this going to solve any problems? What problems is this going to solve? And I'm also against any ties that the police department has to Israel. Israel has committed war crimes and genocide against Palestinians due to lack of accountability. And Zionism is wrong because it is religious superiority. and excusing war crimes and genocide.
Yeah, they lumped us together.
Thank you all for your comments. Thank you.
Stop Cop City! 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 $160 million of taxpayer dollars spent on this stupid project. Shame! 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 Stop Cop City! Stop Cop City!
All right, we're going to move to the next item on our agenda, which is